This
John
conference will
Scanlon is
now
the
be
ex
recorded.
John Scanlon's the ex officio, and he'll be joining us. Okay, he's logging on now. Here he is. Okay, Billy. John's on.
Hi.
Hey, John.
Hi.
Hi, John.
Hello there.
Hi, John.
Did we lose Billy?
No, I think he's still there. We're all set, Bill. Looks like he disconnected, and we'll give him a minute to reconnect here.
We are getting off to a great start here.
Yeah, I know. This is often the case. Well, it's the first time for some people, but so he should be connecting. I'm going to end this recording and we'll re-record.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, it's all yours, Bill.
Okay, so we're just going to right to know law meeting checklist for the budget committee. As chair of the Tilton Budget Committee, due to the COVID-19 coronavirus crisis, and in accordance with the Governor Sanuda's emergency order number 12, pursuant to Executive Order 2020-04, this budget committee is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there's no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to the meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, this is to confirm that we are A, providing public access to the meeting by telephone with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. We are utilizing the GoToMeeting, is that it, or platform technology?
GoToMeeting.
For the electronic meeting. All members of the budget committee have the ability to communicate contemporaneously during this meeting through this platform, and the public has access to contemporaneously listen and, if necessary, participate in this meeting through dialing the following phone. What number would that be?
Toll-free 877-309-2073 with the PIN code 689-470-829.
Do you think you need to repeat that, or?
877-309-2073 and code 689-470-829.
Okay. B, providing public notice of the necessary information for accessing the meeting via our website and the town kiosk located outside town hall. C, providing a mechanism for the public to alert the public body during the meeting if there are problems with access. If anybody has a problem, please call
286-4521, extension 107, or email web@tiltonnh.org.
both of which will be monitored during the meeting. D, adjourning the meeting if the public is unable to access the meeting. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting, we will adjourn the meeting and have it rescheduled at that time. If you are a member of the public listening in and have questions, please write your questions down, and at the end of each topic covered, I will ask if there are any questions from the public before we move on to the next topic. Please note all votes that are taken during the meeting shall be done by roll call vote. Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. When each member states their presence, also please state whether there is anyone in the room with you during this meeting, which is required under the law. All right. My name is Bill Lawrence. I'm currently alone in this room.
Dembitsky, I have someone in the room.
I'm Dick Olson. I'm alone in my crappy garage.
Theodore Gargano. I am alone in my dining room.
John Scanlon, and I am alone.
Janice Delacroze, secretary, alone. Well, my dog.
Catherine Dawson. I'm the only human in the room.
Pat Constantino, alternate ex officio, is in the room, and there's a couple of other people here in the house.
All right. So are we ready to begin the meeting for June 24th, 2020 of the Budget Committee, Tilton Budget Committee? So we will call the meeting to order at 7:11. And I guess we've already introduced the Budget Committee. I am currently acting as chair. I guess we'll skip the Pledge of Allegiance as we usually do. I don't have anything that you can see. First, we should start with the election of officers. We will open the floor to nominations.
I nominate
Dembitsky,
Billy Lawrence as president of the Budget Committee.
Chairman. Please don't make me president.
Sorry, Chairman.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion?
Better person from town represent the Budget Committee, for sure.
Do we want to take any other nominations? Anyone interested?
Billy, you do such a great job.
Okay, well that's fine. All those in favor, just say your name and aye or nay.
Billy,
Uh,
you should call off the names so that we're not just over talking each other.
Okay, I'll go down along the line here. Then we have Ted Gargano.
Aye.
And then I guess it's Christine.
Yeah.
Okay, and then is it Christine Dembitsky?
very nice pronunciation, and it's I.
And then we have, is Pat Constantino on the board?
No, only if John's not present, Billy. Thank you.
Okay, Dick Olson
aye.
and John Scanlon
Aye.
and Catherine Dawson.
Absolutely, aye.
Okay, so thank you. Now we need a vice chair.
Congratulations.
We'll take nominations for vice chair.
Nominate
I'll nominate
Catherine
Catherine Dawson. Yep, there we go. Sorry.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have who nominated? John?
Christine.
Okay, Christine nominated. And who seconded? Ted?
Ted.
Okay, anybody, any other interests?
Who did we nominate?
Was it you, Catherine?
Me?
No one tell her.
Yes,
No one tell
Catherine.
her. No one tell her.
Who?
I should have asked.
Okay, I just got my camera turned on, but it's reverse.
Halfway there. Here we go. Here we go.
I don't know how to
Excited.
change that. This is my wife's computer. So
Well,
hang on, I'll get her to come in here for a second. Susie, I got the camera going, but it's showing the other way. Is there a way to reverse that?
Yeah.
I just don't know this software at all.
Hey, Janice.
Wait, camera
Did you get on the chair's motion? It was Dick that made the motion and John Scanlon that seconded.
No.
I just want to make sure.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. Just one second. It was Dick that made the motion, and yeah, John Scanlon second.
Yep.
Yes, I got that.
Okay, very good.
No, I made the
But thank
motion.
Who said that?
It's Christine.
That was for Catherine, right?
For Bill Lawrence, I was talking about.
Right.
Bill.
And for Catherine, that was you, and then not sure who seconded, or was that Ted?
Ted seconded it.
I'm lost where we are right now. I don't even know where we are. What are we doing
We're
right
waiting
now?
on Bill, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Checking, you guys can hear me.
Yes, it is helpful for it to be repeated, who made the motion, only because I'm not really looking at the screen a lot. I'm writing, so.
Yep.
Not
All
too
right, you
familiar
can't tell who's
with
talking.
If you say something, maybe
It'll be so much
All right.
easier
Oh,
when
well.
we're all in person and we can introduce Janice properly.
They're fine.
when you talk.
You guys hear me?
Okay, so where are we now? Are we ready to take the roll call vote for vice chair?
I think that's where you are.
Yeah. I will
We're
vote
voting on
aye.
it?
And Ted?
I don't know if you guys can hear me. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, just making sure it wasn't working before.
I vote aye for Catherine Dawson, I guess. I don't know. Is that what we're doing?
Aye for Catherine.
Yes, yes. Okay, and Dick votes aye. Christine?
Aye.
And is that it for the we're still having issues here, so okay. Yeah, that's just
Yeah, if I turn it on.
no.
Okay, hang on. I mean, go ahead.
Okay. All right, so we have looks like we have a chair and a vice chair. Woo! I assume we'll use Robert's Rules of Order to run the meetings. As we scroll down the agenda, Next, I have the importance of reading the New Hampshire RSA Chapter 32, which is just for our edification on what our job is here. Did everyone have a chance to review the minutes of February 5th, the public hearing?
Yes.
Is there a motion on those minutes? Oh.
Dembitsky, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Is there a second?
Scanlon,
I'll-
second.
Okay, I had John Scanlon or Ted, either one. Is there any discussion about those?
It took a long time to get the minutes. I really don't remember all the particulars, and would have to go back and literally listen to it again because it's been a really, really long time. But it's hard to tell particulars if they're accurate. That's all.
Yeah, I think they were fine. All those in favor, we'll start with Ted Gargano of accepting the February 5th Tilton Budget Committee public hearing minutes.
Aye.
Then Dick Olson.
Nay.
Okay. John Scanlon.
Aye.
Christine, you're disappeared from my my view, but Christine.
Dembitsky, aye.
Okay. I will vote aye. Bill Lawrence. Am I missing anybody?
Me.
Catherine.
Catherine.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I don't see you on my screen anymore either. So.
No, I'm on my phone.
Okay. All right. So what do we have that count for? Janice, how about, can you?
I think that includes everybody. I didn't catch what Catherine, how did you vote?
I voted yes.
Thank you. So that gives us everybody.
Okay, so we have just one nay and all the rest ayes. Okay.
Correct.
All right, so we should, I'd like to just poll everybody on the summer schedule.
Yeah. If it's like this, it's real rough like this. This is tough.
This is very rough. Yeah, yeah.
It's very rough. This is hard getting accomplished of real good value, you know?
Right.
Within a reasonable time, at least. What we've done now, we could have done in 3 minutes. It's just tough.
Right. So would we plan to meet in July to just sort of lay our groundwork, if possible? If not, we could meet outside if the weather's good.
Yeah, I see no problem with meeting outside. At the park.
We've met at the park before, and as long as the weather's good.
Let's not do it like this.
Okay.
This is tough.
So we will just plan to meet next month to nail down the coming schedule. I would like Tim to just give us a review. He's sent us a lot of paperwork here, but I think if he could just highlight what he thinks is important.
Sure thing. So, so in general, some of the things that I sent out to you, just so that you're aware and can be looking for them. And if you don't think you have it, let me know, and I'll make sure to send it to you individually as well. But so I've sent out an email a while back about the goings on financially for the town, and you know, our concerns about COVID-19 and our revenues, and we've been watching the revenues very, very closely. Some of the actions that have been taken, and just to be clear, the police building has its own totally separate financing and funding So that doesn't impact our operating budget at all. I'm just talking about our operating budget here, but we started to see some of our revenues dipping. We're watching tax receipts very closely. The concern is regarding cash flow and having adequate cash flow when we need it. And so as such, the Board of Selectmen did take some actions in terms of postponing some projects this year, and then also doing some budget transfers that under RSA 32, I believe it's colon 10, refers to budget transfers during the year. And as long as there's no additional money being moved, in other words, you can't add money to the budget, but you can move money from one line to another with their authority. And in order to make sure that we are keeping our expenses in parity with our revenues, so as we saw our revenues start dipping, and knowing that some of our revenues were going to be lost entirely, some portion of some of the revenues, that we started taking an equal amount of expenses out of certain lines and putting it into a holding line, if you will, a line that was used way back in 2011 called this contingency line. And the purpose for doing this is that the budget money has to sit somewhere. It has to sit in a line somewhere. So you don't want to have it in a line that a department head could spend and inadvertently spend money that you were planning on holding back. So that's why these budget transfers were done. And if in fact, we were overly concerned and all the tax receipts come in and our revenues rebound and everything's fine, then the board can just as they transferred money out of these departments, they can transfer the money back in if they so wish. So it's really a facility to manage, particularly keeping in mind the taxpayers at the end of the year, because the worst thing that would happen is we just keep spending our budget and not adjusting to the fact that our revenues are changing, and it's going to precipitously change the tax rate at the end of the year and surprise people, particularly in a year when some people might be having financial difficulty or have seen their hours cut or their job change in some respect. So we're trying to be very mindful of that, and the selectmen have really put some good work into it. A lot of work's been done by the department heads, and in particular our town administrator Jeannie and myself, and we've really studied things very closely. Jeannie and I went through a process of looking at the top 25 taxpayers that contribute roughly 50% of our tax bill, and looking at the risk associated with some of those taxpayers and making sure that when those tax receipts are coming in. And to date, we've received about 22% of the top 25 in terms of dollar volume, and there have been 4 receipts. So that's going to have a big impact on how we see our cash flow running. The majority of residences are have escrow accounts, so we think that there's going to be less impact to that for tax receipts, but it's just something we're keeping a very, very close eye on. And again, it's all toward making sure that we don't get caught at the end of the year upside down in terms of tax rate or surprised. We're trying to keep on top of this as we go and adjust as we go, so that we think that's the more prudent way to do it, and that if things improve and we're not concerned anymore, as I said, the board can always reinstate some of those items. So one of the documents that I sent was the memo to you, and I lifted a large portion of the email that I had sent prior to that, because I felt it really encapsulated what's happened, where we are, and what we're concerned about. But in there, one of the other items also takes you from the budget that was approved at town meeting, the amount that was printed in the town report and our warrant article, and it takes you through all the changes that occurred to it. So the $3,000 that was taken out of senior center maintenance line and approved at town meeting. It also takes into account the interest that was approved in warrant article 3 that gets added to the operating budget rather. And then there's in the map document that I sent, you'll see that there's a column for encumbered and then a column for encumbered cancel. And those are items that were either in process or somehow committed to in the prior year. And we were carrying over monies from the 2019 budget year into 2020. So by canceling out some of those, what that allowed us to do is to keep that money in the unreserved fund balance so that there would be more money available to the board to use at the end of the year to offset the tax rate if that were needed. So there's the encumbrance column, the encumbrance canceled, and then there's the town approved budget line column. And then from that, you'll see the budget transfers, and essentially all the budget transfers, there's a large amount that goes into this contingency line, and then there must be, I don't know, maybe some 20 or 25 odd lines that are reduced, with one other exception where there was a move of some money into the legal line in the administration budget. But that gives you a map of all the changes that were made through these budget transfers from town meeting until now. And we do have, additional plans. We're looking, we sort of have a plan ahead. We have a roadmap. So we're keeping, like I said, a close eye on it. I did resend out the revised expense report because I found I had errors. When what I do is prior to town meeting, I load in the budget as best I can from what I've got at the time. And then after town meeting, I do the budget map document and then, check it against the budget in the system. And I found a couple of errors in there, which I corrected. And then, so I re-ran that report. I also sent you the revenue report, and all these are as of May, and then also the other funds. So that includes some of the different things, the conservation funds. It has also the police special detail fund. It has the Parks Commission, other capital reserves, as well as the revolving funds. So there's a number of different things on that report. And I believe that's it. So overall, we're seeing good tax receipts right now, but that's generally the way things start. So the real test will be at the due date in July. That's July 8th. So a few days after, right around that time, I'm going to be very closely looking to see how our receipts have been. And I check it daily. I look at it daily. But our motor vehicles have been fairly strong, but they did start to drop off. And if you look at our revenues versus a 3-year average by month, so what we normally would get in on a monthly basis, we have seen a drop off in our other revenues that the town has. So building permits are down. Our SRO revenue, we were only able to collect a certain percentage of that because the school was closed, so the SRO wasn't providing that service. Our interest and penalties are less. Plus, they were also delayed because of the date of the lien, and so there are a number of different factors. But in general, like I said, we're keeping a close eye on it. July 8th is going to be an important date to sort of see where we are, and we're all hoping that that things are going to come in as we would like, and if they don't, we're prepared for that as well.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate you getting us all that information. It's a little bit much to digest, but we know that you have the answers, so thank you. And does anyone have questions for Tim?
I do, Tim. I don't have the email showing that the transfers and all that. I just have the unaudited expenditures and the letter.
Okay.
What email was that in?
I will. So the map, it says Tilton 2020 budget map. So I will.
Yeah. When I opened that email, under the mapping, I had the same thing twice, and it was just the letter that you wrote to the Board of Selectmen.
Oh, okay. Did anyone else not receive the map?
I received it.
You did. Okay. All right. Christine, I'll make sure to send that out to you.
I did also not get the map. Sorry, I was just double checking. I was just looking through that my whole time you were talking this, trying to see this, but I was also looking through the lines. So I didn't get that as well. But
you didn't. Okay. All right. I will be sure to send that to you both. And in fact, I'll maybe, I don't know if you have the capability of looking while we're online.
I do.
Because I want to make
sure
sure
do.
right here. Emails to the budget committee.
So I think you had 3 attachments. One was the letter to the selectmen with general comments, and the page 2 had a budget map section.
I had a narrative of it. Yep.
Yeah. And
There
then
should be 5 attachments. Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send this to the whole budget committee again. I'm sending out the map, the narrative memo, and then the revised expenditures. So I just sent that. So Christine, if you could, and Dick also, if you could both let me know that you've received those, that would be helpful.
Mr. Chairman?
yes.
I think if people look at their email, it will show the 3 files, and then it might have a little circle that says +2 on it. And if you click on that, it shows the additional files. So they kind of like don't show right up in the email itself, or you might have to scroll down sometimes with Gmail. That's how mine displays.
Yeah, I had to scroll down, and I
just
wasn't able to receive all that information.
I don't know.
Dick, did you say you received it? Okay.
Good to go.
Christine?
Thank you so much.
Yes, I just received it. I'm opening it now. And on the other email, I open the email. I don't just look at the view screen. And I had just had 2 of the same, the general comments.
Yeah. Cool beans.
Okay, are we all set with that for now? So we need to Catherine Dawson, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you sent out a review application update. I don't know,
Well,
has everyone been able to look at that, or?
I sent out a rough draft of one.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I would like to discuss that, but
I had a chance to look it over. This is Christine.
I don't think we could do it justice here. So I would move that.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention.
Can we please move that to person?
Something about what other. What?
Sorry. All right, keep going. My bad.
I just wanted to say to add something about what other towns this outside agency serves and what % of that their overall budget, so we can compare ourselves to these other entities.
Hopefully I sent out a format that you can make those changes. I'm not,
You can.
Okay, good. So I think if we all, made the changes, highlighted what we make and send them out, be very careful about making any comments or decisions online, but then when we come together, we could discuss them all and put something together. Just a thought.
Awesome. I just had a thing. Maybe we wouldn't want to like get anything planned and firm, like in stone or anything, because it's just really hard over the video conference. And it's just, I don't know about you guys. It's just difficult to really get something firm. I don't know. It's just like I'm trying to talk, someone else trying to talk, and everybody. It's just laggy. It's hard.
It is hard.
No, I think that's a good idea to make email changes and just send it to everybody. And we'll just compare notes at next meeting.
Yep.
How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Perfect. I just don't want to have anything in stone today. That's all.
Yeah.
No.
And do we have pretty much the same recipients for the people asking for funds? Or we won't know until later? If there
I
are
don't
more.
think.
Bill, my understanding is the list that was provided to me from last year, a letter goes out to those people. I assume relatively shortly so that the process can get into some kind of sequence and give them some forewarning. I thought maybe that would be discussed during this meeting, but certainly if we can wait, maybe depending, I don't know exactly when the selectmen like to have a preliminary budget from the budget committee, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to assess how long a time frame is allowed to give it to the recipients.
In the past, when did we send those letters out?
I think it was July or August.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you generally had them do either the beginning of September or beginning of October. So it was generally a month prior, I think.
Mhm.
so anybody have a calendar? What's our next meeting?
Whenever we schedule being facetious.
You're scheduled for July 8th would be the second Wednesday.
Okay, so that's only a couple weeks away. So why don't we just really work on this appropriation application for the next few weeks, and then we'll nail it down at next meeting so that we
Sounds
can
great.
get those letters out.
With plan.
Catherine, this is Janice. Could you send a copy of that to me as well, please?
I can re-forward it to the budget committee. I don't know if that gets you in the email or not, but
Yeah, if one of you guys could send it to Jen, I don't have it at home.
I'll do it right now.
Awesome,
Yeah,
thank you.
It's in my town hall stuff.
Can I just send it to the budget committee again? Or do you have an email, Janice? You need?
Yeah, Janice is on the budget committee distribution list. So anything that goes to budget@tiltonnh.org, Janice will see. I also get a copy of it.
Awesome. Thanks.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Do we have any other business that anyone wants to bring up?
I just want to say we're confirming that we are meeting in July.
Yes, we will hope to meet personally in July. If we have to meet outside, social distancing, we will do that. I think that's a better venue than this at this time.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just point out that July 8th is the tax due date, and it's also the earliest second Wednesday that can occur in the month. So depending upon when the tax collector closes out June, has a bearing on how quickly I can get the bank reconciliation done. So I may not have the reports ready for June by the 8th, but when they are ready, I will send them out.
Okay, or we could go a week after if that's more appropriate.
We can even wait another week.
Yeah, the 15th would give
We
me
usually
plenty
do
of
the
time.
third week, don't we? I thought we did.
I thought it was
Month.
always like the second week, which I guess the 8th is, but
Always been the second week, but I'll tell you, it
Okay.
is sometimes very tough for me to make that second Wednesday with the
Second Wednesday is
reports.
tough.
But I can tell you, with that being that important date, that's going to be tough for me on the 8th.
well,
Can we push
we'll
it back?
entertain a motion to make it
Third
on
one?
the 15th.
Just so everybody knows, I do taxes, so the 15th might be hard for me. I don't know how it's gonna play out by the 15th.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can do it a little bit later. 1
Thanks
week
for
later. We can do it
reminding
the third week. Because I'm going to be out of town, so.
You
Maybe
can
the
keep it the
22nd?
15th and I'll play it by ear.
Okay, I would
How
like
about
to do
the
the 15th because I may be gone the next week myself.
So why don't we just stick to our next meeting and, we've got a lot
I
of
like
kind of organizing, regrouping stuff to do. And we can do that at that meeting, and then we can schedule another meeting after that as soon as we want or as later as we want.
How does everyone feel about that? Meeting on actually July 8th, not worrying about the Tim's report and just doing the housework stuff that we need to get done.
I agree. I think that's a great idea, so we can get that form going and have it ready to start going out to the agencies.
I think it'd be more productive if we just waited until later in the month where we had everything and get it all done at one meeting. But we won't just wait. Just what happens if there's something bad, we can make adjustments quicker, that's all. So if we give him a couple weeks, then we can make adjustments on the fly if there's any kind of issues that we don't foresee now. That's all. It's my line of thinking. So sometimes maybe waiting for that might help us be more proactive.
Okay, what are other people thinking?
I like the fact of doing the, like Catherine said, doing the 8th and then potentially scheduling another meeting, because otherwise when we do everything in one meeting, it potentially turns into a 10 o'clock meeting.
How about you, Ted?
I'm on board for it.
Okay, so let's plan on meeting on the 8th at an outside venue.
Are we still going to keep informed on if there's any kind of big issues or anything arises from our tax revenue, or are we going to be willing to meet again if we have to? That's the only thing. I don't know what we could do if something does arise. If we're waiting that extra month, I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference, but it's a good point to make. I don't know.
Well, we need to know what revenue is doing, but as far as our job in preparing a budget for 2021, we have that right now. When Tim can get it to us, it'll be soon enough. But we've got to group and set ourselves out on a course.
Right, we don't really have control of the budget. It's the selectmen, so we just need to prepare and be ready for the final process.
Okay.
All right. What do we think? Adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Scanlon?
I'll second.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry it was so rough here.
Yep.
It went pretty good, actually.
We need a roll call vote.
It was a work in process. Bill, you've got to call a roll call vote.
For adjournment?
Yeah, because we're in the COVID.
Okay.
Janice, did you get that email?
I see John Scanlon. What?
I'm in favor. Scanlon, yes.
Okay, now I can see Ted,
Ted, yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Wilson, yeah. Christine Dembitsky.
He says yes.
Okay, Catherine Dawson,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Bill. Phew.
Thank you, Ava.
Janice, did you get that email?
Oh, I don't know.
Or I didn't.
But
All right,
not
nice job,
cooked yet.
everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night, Catherine.
All right.
Thanks,
Have a nice
guys.
one, Catherine.
Nice job, Bill.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Send me an email anytime you have concerns. Thank you.